Welcome, book lovers, to another episode of Book Central Inside the Pages, where we dive into the world of books and the fascinating stories behind their creation. I'm your host, Abbie, and today, we have a special guest who's here to talk about a topic that's both exciting and challenging: how to write a book series. Please welcome Meta McColl, an expert in digital and broadcasting marketing and a seasoned author of multiple book series. Hi, Meta.
Hi, Abbie. Thanks for having me. I'm thrilled to be here and share some insights with your listeners.
The pleasure is all mine. Writing a single book is a huge accomplishment, but a series? That's next level. Meta, you've written several successful series. What's the first thing an author should consider when deciding to write a series?
Great question, Abbie. The first thing an author should consider is the overarching story arc. Unlike a standalone novel, a series needs to have a broad narrative that can sustain multiple books. This means planning not just the immediate plot of your first book, but also how the story will develop and evolve across the entire series. You want each book to be satisfying on its own while contributing to a larger narrative. It's about striking a balance between the individual story of each book and the grand, overarching plot that ties them all together.
That makes sense. So, would you say it's essential to have the entire series plotted out before starting the first book, or can writers develop it as they go?
It depends on the writer's style, but I recommend having at least a rough outline of the entire series before diving into the first book. This doesn't mean every detail has to be nailed down, but having a clear idea of the main plot points and character arcs will help keep the series cohesive. Some writers are plotters who plan everything meticulously, while others are pantsers who prefer to write by the seat of their pants. Both approaches can work, but even pantsers should have a broad roadmap for a series. This helps in maintaining consistency and ensuring that the story remains engaging and logical from start to finish.
What about character development? How do you ensure characters remain consistent and continue to grow throughout a series?
Character development is crucial in a series. Readers invest in characters over multiple books, so it's important they evolve in a believable way. Start by creating detailed character profiles, including backstories, personality traits, and motivations. As the series progresses, think about how events will impact them and drive their growth. Consistency is key, but so is allowing room for change. Characters should learn from their experiences, make mistakes, and develop over time. This keeps them relatable and engaging. Additionally, tracking their development through each book helps ensure that their growth is logical and satisfying for the readers.
Speaking of consistency, how do you keep track of all the details in a series like settings, secondary characters, and plot threads?
Great question, Abbie. Keeping track of details in a series can be challenging. I use a series Bible, which is essentially a document where I note down everything related to the series' character details, world-building elements, plot points, timelines, etc. This becomes an invaluable reference tool as you write each book. There are also software tools available, like Scrivener, that help writers organize their notes and keep track of various elements in their series. Having a well-organized system ensures that you can maintain consistency and continuity throughout the series, which is crucial for keeping readers engaged and invested in the story.
That sounds incredibly useful. Let's talk about the pacing. How do you maintain tension and interest over multiple books without letting the story drag?
Pacing is vital in a series. Each book needs to have its own climax and resolution to keep readers engaged, but you also want to build anticipation for the next installment. One way to do this is by layering conflicts of smaller, immediate issues that get resolved within individual books and larger, overarching conflicts that span the series. This creates a satisfying balance of closure and suspense. Additionally, ending each book with a hook or a cliffhanger can encourage readers to continue with the next book. The key is to keep the stakes high and ensure that each book advances the overall plot while providing a satisfying story on its own.
That's fantastic advice. Now, what about the balance between familiarity and novelty? How do you keep each book fresh while maintaining continuity?
Balancing familiarity and novelty is indeed a challenge. Readers come back to a series because they love the characters and the world, so you need to maintain those elements. However, introducing new characters, settings, and plot twists can keep the series fresh and exciting. Try to expand the world gradually, revealing new aspects or mysteries with each book. Also, allow characters to grow and change, introduce new challenges and relationships that push them out of their comfort zones. This balance keeps the series dynamic and prevents it from becoming repetitive, ensuring that readers remain hooked from book to book.
Let's talk a bit about the marketing side. How does marketing a series differ from marketing standalone books?
Marketing a series offers unique opportunities and challenges. One of the biggest advantages is the potential for increased reader engagement. Once a reader is hooked on the first book, they're likely to continue with the series. It's important to market the first book heavily, since it acts as the entry point. Offering the first book for free or at a discounted price can attract readers. Additionally, using cliffhangers and teasers for upcoming books can build anticipation. Another strategy is to highlight the series as a whole in your marketing efforts. Create consistent branding with cover designs and promotional materials that clearly indicate the books are part of a series. Leverage your backlist when you release a new book. Promote the previous ones to boost overall sales. Engaging with readers through newsletters and social media about upcoming releases and series developments can also keep the momentum going.
What about dealing with reader expectations? How do you handle the pressure of meeting readers' hopes for sequels?
Meeting reader expectations can be daunting, but it's also incredibly rewarding. Communication with your readers is key. Let them know what to expect in terms of themes and progression, without giving away spoilers. Listening to reader feedback can provide valuable insights, but it's important to stay true to your vision for the series. Balance fan service with the story you want to tell. Trust your instincts as a writer and remember that you can't please everyone. It's about finding a balance between meeting readers' expectations and staying true to the story you want to tell.
Before we wrap up, Meta, do you have any final tips for aspiring authors looking to write a series?
Absolutely, Abbie. First and foremost, write what you love. Passion for your story and characters will sustain you through the long process of writing a series. Be patient and give yourself time to develop the world and the plot thoroughly. Don't rush the process. Each book should be given the care and attention it deserves. Secondly, seek feedback from beta readers or writing groups. They can offer fresh perspectives and catch inconsistencies you might miss. Lastly, stay flexible. While having a plan is important, be open to changes and new ideas as the series progresses. Sometimes the story will take unexpected turns, and that's okay. Embrace the journey and enjoy the process of bringing your series to life.
Fantastic advice, Meta. Thank you so much for joining us today and sharing your insights on writing a book series. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Abbie. It's been wonderful talking with you.
And to our listeners, we hope you found this episode as enlightening as I did. Writing a book series is a big undertaking, but with the right approach and a lot of passion, it can be incredibly rewarding. Until next time, happy reading and happy writing. This has been Books Central Inside the Pages with your host, Abbie. Special thanks to Meta McColl for joining us today. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe and leave us a review. Catch you in the next episode.